Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library, Guiding a High Online Grant. This week we're going to take a look at Gimp. Gimp is actually a free open source software that can be placed on your machine, and it's used for manipulation and editing of images. It's very similar to Adobe Photoshop, but since it's open source, it is available for free. It's available on a Linux, Mac, Windows machine, and it can be found at gimp.org. Notice it is a .org address, not .com. So gimp.org, and you'll notice right here in red is the ability to download the program. When you download this, what you are going to then see, move the screen here, bring it up, you're going to get Gimp. When it's opened up, you basically kind of have like 5 main areas. Up here on the left is the toolbox, which contains all the different tools. Then down below here is where your tool options are. So as you click on these different tools, you can see the options change down below. Then in the middle is your canvas, where your image will be that you would be working with. And then over here on the right is down below is your different layers and channels. Layers are what you will find when you work with an image. It puts like a layer upon layer upon layer as you work. And then up above that is where the first one is the star here. This is your different brushes and the different styles. Then the next one is the different patterns. And then the last one here is the different fonts. Notice as I scroll over, I am seeing what they are. And then the last one is actually the history as you are working. The same thing happens over here. If you look on the left-hand side, notice I have these different little like downward triangles. There is more options available when you click on those different triangles. So what we're going to do today, I'm just going to do one basic example of what you can do with Gimp, and that would be removing the background of something. So the first thing is I would obviously need an image to work with. I do that by going across the top here to File, Open, and then I would select the image. I'm going to pick this dog, pull the dog up, open it up, and I will now see the picture of a dog here. Notice these are image across the top are ones that I've opened in the past. So if I want to remove the background of my dog here, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go right up here to Layer, and I'm going to go down to Transparency. I'm going to do the Add Alpha Channel. That's the very first thing. And then what I would be doing is I'm going to go to this, what is called the Free Select tool. And notice how as I keep my mouse there, it changes over. So I want to make sure I get the Free Select tool. So I'm going to go Free Select tool. And then what that allows me to do is I'm going to draw a line all the way around my image. So I am got to outline the whole dog. And if I want to zoom in and out, the more and the closer I would get to my image, the more fine it's going to be. Now I'm going to stop that because I've got another one already set. But what I would do is if I went all the way around my dog here, then when I get to the end, I would simply notice how my dot changes over. This would be what I'm getting. I've got here the flower that I had already done that to. Notice how it's all been traced around and it's all closed off. So I've went to my layer, I've added the alpha, I went to the transparency, added the alpha channel, I went to my free select tool, I traced all the way around my image. Now I want to go up here to select and I want to go to feather. What feather will do is I'm going to go leave it at the 5,000 and simply say OK. Feather will make it so that the outside edge of my image is not so jagged, kind of like a feather is. It kind of brushes it out. And then I'm going to go back to select again, and I'm going to go to invert. The reason I'm going to invert, notice how it changed colors. So now instead of yellow around, it's white. The reason I went to invert is because I want to get rid of that green. I want to remove that and just have the flower. Then I go back to edit and I say clear. And when I do that, voila, I now have a flower where the background was removed. So that is just one, and probably one of the more common things that you can see done when you are using Gimp. The easiest way to do any of this is to just kind of get in here and basically kind of play around. See what the different tools do. Here's the erase tool. Here's the text tool to add text to the image. And I can type here in my text box. So removing the background, those simple steps of going up here, go to layer, go down to transparency, add your alpha channel. After you've done that, I'm going to do it one more time here. We're going to go back up here to the toolbar, the toolbox, excuse me, go to my free select tool. I'm going to draw whatever I want to have. Then I'm going to go to select. I'm going to do feather, say OK. Then I'm going to go to select again. I'm going to go to invert. And then I'm going to go to select one more time. And, or I should say, go to edit one more time. And then I'm going to go clear. That is how I would just continue to remove whatever was in the background of the image that I did not want. Hope everyone has a fantastic week, and we will see you next week with our next learning lesson.